get to Vegas. So after Christmas and everything, tell me Lost, I'm like, yo, Frank, like, New Year's Eve weekend, like, that's it. Like, I'm done. He tried talking me out of it just because, like, I wasn't crucial to his operation. But, excuse me. But I was a big part of it, right? You know, I was going on almost 3 years being there, like, kind of built a relationship with him, his team, our team that we kind of built up. And we were doing really good things together. So it was the most hectic 10 days of my life.
Why?
It was just fucking nuts. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to start. I'm like,
where'd you live?
So, and when I say 10 days, I mean the process from saying I was moving on. So I ended up moving on January 6th. But leading up to that, so after New Year's, so...
You're like 22, 23?
I'm 24 years old.
24, okay.
24 years old. It's New Year's Eve 2015 going into 2016.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve at the club. It's fucking nuts. There's people everywhere. I buy my plane ticket. I'm like, let me stop everything I'm doing. Let me buy my plane ticket right now.
Yeah.
Bought my plane ticket for January 6th. I was like, what's as soon as I can get out there? I found a good price for January 6th. So it was like 7 days, literally a week after our New Year's Eve party. I was leaving. And I bought my one-way ticket. The next day I went home. It's New Year's Day. I called up movers. I was like, hey, I need you guys here in 4 days. Like, I got to pack up my entire room and ship everything out. Called my movers. I called the car shipping company to get my car shipped out. And then I emptied out all my bank accounts, all my finances, and I closed everything out in Jersey. I was like, time to do it. So, and when I say all my finances, I had everything maxed. My credit cards were maxed out. So I didn't have finances. So I emptied out my bank account. So January 6th comes around, my movers come in at like 8 a.m. They pack up all my shit, put it on the truck. The car shipping company comes in, picks up my car, put it on the truck. Now, for those of you out there that are ever going to move to a different city or somewhere else where you need movers, they're not going to drop your shit off in that city until you have a home address. I didn't know that. So they put it in storage. So
they're charging you for that?
No, they didn't. They included it into as a part of like my fee. They 30 days free, but like whatever. That night I flew to the airport. I drove my mom and stepdad drove me to the airport. My mom crying the entire time.
Oh.
I got Dom in the car with us too.
Who's your little brother?
Yeah, my little brother Dom. Who's like a fucking man-child now.
Yeah.
He's a beast. He's not like huge, but like he's just a beast at life right now.
Good for him.
But get to the airport. I'm sitting, say goodbye to my mom. She's just fucking hysterically crying and everything. Oof. And then I'm sitting in my terminal. I'm like, am I really doing this right now? I'm like, wait a minute. Hold the fuck up. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking doing this.
Yeah.
So I start getting emotional, start texting people, like thanking people for everything, like all their help, like I'll see you guys soon, this and that.
Yeah.
So it's me, 5 suitcases.
Wow.
5 suitcases of clothing, $800 in my pocket, and a one-way ticket. That was it.
Oh.
So that $800 is everything I put up for my bank account.
Oh my gosh.
All I had.
Yeah. That doesn't last that long.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't last that long.
In Vegas, it can last you like 3 days, or it can last you an hour.
Yeah.
So I flew out to Vegas. I landed in Vegas at like 1 a.m. I had 5 suitcases, $800 cash, and nowhere to go.
Oh my God.
But my boss, Howard, put me up at the hotel, so I started working at the Tropicana Las Vegas on the Strip.
Oh, okay.
So he put me up there for the first night.
Yeah.
So it helped me out. The next day, I went through like my whole HR process. I didn't even do my background check and drug test yet. So I had a job offer and the contract signed and everything, but I didn't have a drug test or background check done yet, so it could have failed.
Oh my
Never done drugs, so that
Right.
wouldn't have failed. But like the background check, who knows? But you know, it was fine. I didn't have anything to worry about. So I went through that whole HR onboarding process, and then a whole day I spent looking at apartments. And at the end of the day, I'm thinking I'm gonna have somewhere to sign. And at the end of the day, I hated everywhere I checked out. So like, now what? So, nowhere to live. I'm down to like $600 cash now. My 5 suitcases. I'm like, where do I go now? Had no idea what to do. So conveniently, I had a friend that lived out there that used to work with my aunt in Philadelphia. So we went to get dinner just to kind of catch up, and then she had a 2-bedroom place. So I just went to crash at her place for the night, and then she let me stay there for like a week.
That's huge.
So it was huge. Her name's Monica. She like, without her, I would not survive in Vegas for like the first 2 weeks. So then I just ended up getting a place at her complex, but I still had no furniture, I had no car. I just had my 5 suitcases living out of an empty apartment for 3 weeks.
So you're living in like a crack den.
No, it's actually. I
like,
overextended myself like crazy.
Yeah, I mean like you're the dude who's got like a TV and nothing else.
Not even a TV. I had an air mattress and my 5 suitcases spread out, so it looked like I had a lot of stuff.
You're using like the suitcases as a nightstand and
Yes.
stuff like that.
It was a pretty interesting 2 weeks. So I finally had an address. So they shipped my furniture out, my car and everything. I got that after the first month, and I wasn't worried because I knew I had a check coming.
Yeah.
And I had the job.
Thank God.
So I flew out on the 6th.
And you're a salaried employee now. It's not like a
Correct.
promoter who's like,
Correct.
you don't know if it's coming if it's a bad weekend.
So I knew I was getting every single. That was the other thing. So with Vegas, or with Atlantic City when I first started, I had no idea how much I was gonna make.
Right,
I was making
yeah.
a per head basis.
Yeah.
So I
that's
was
tough.
making like $400 a month for the first 8 months.
Yeah.
And then so back to Vegas. Yeah, I had a paycheck coming, so I flew out there on the 6th. I went through HR on the 7th, and I started work on the 8th. And then the first. I started at the Tropicana Las Vegas. The first 4 months were very well. It worked very well. But for the first 4 weeks, I was the only manager working for Howard. Because the GM he was bringing on was finishing up his time with the Palms. The admin he was bringing on was his admin in Atlantic City. She wasn't getting out there until February 1st. So I was there for about 3.5 weeks just working for him. But what I realized very quickly was that those 3.5 weeks under his wing, I learned more in those 3.5 weeks under his wing, just working directly with him, than it would have been 6 months if we had an entire team.
It's extremely important to have a good mentor.
Extremely, and that's
Yeah.
something that he just posted on his LinkedIn like a month ago
Yeah.
about finding a mentor and
Yeah.
making sure you learn from that. And he's literally like, I owe him a lot.
Episode 4 of the podcast, I'm plugging it. Or no, it's episode 6, Find a Mentor, Be a Mentor, yeah.
Dude, he still to today just teaches me lessons left and right, and especially about the industry. And he's one of the best at what he does, and he's still so young. Like he's like 36, 37 years
Oh,
old.
wow, that's awesome.
And he's been in so many different VP, director kind of roles, and he's a genius when it comes to the industry.
Yeah.
So he helped me out a lot those first few weeks, brought me under his wing, threw me into interviews and vendor meetings and activation meetings and all this HR shit. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah,
And
and
he's
he's
like,
just
bro-
telling you to figure it out.
He's like, bro, just act like you've been there, you'll be fine.
Yeah, just
And
act like you
just
got.
act like you've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because
That's half of life.
That's half of life. Just
Yeah.
act like you know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, shit, let's fucking do it. And he taught me a lot in those few weeks. And then I learned a lot with him and a few of the other managers he brought on over the next few months. So he was the vice president of pool and nightlife operations for the Tropicana Las Vegas and the M Resort, which is a locals casino located off the Strip in Las Vegas, about 15 minutes off the Strip.
Mm-hmm.
Very standalone property, but it's beautiful. So we went through 4 months at the Trop, and then we started the brand new beach club on the Strip. It was called Sky Beach Club.
Oh, wow.
Failed miserably.
Really?
Flopped. We put so much time and effort and like heart and fucking blood, sweat, and everything except tears into the place. We had very little property support, very little company support, and very little third-party promotional support, and it just failed. It went down the drain.
Oh.
So midsummer.
This is like your second big event or like second
No,
big
this-
venue?
This is the first. Yeah, but with the pool at the Dark in Atlantic City, I didn't have much as far as an operational control.
But
of
for
that.
you and Howard out in Las Vegas, this is like
our
your
first,
Oh.
our first 90 day. This
and it
is
was a big failure.
big failure.
Oh.
So a lot of noise behind it. It didn't get marketed very well, so it kind of flopped. And then again, he was VP for both at the Trop and then the M Resort, and the M Resort was a mess at the time. So he's like, hey, like I need to move someone over to the M. Like, would you transfer over for me? And I didn't want to. I was like, dude, I didn't come out here to go to a local casino off the Strip. Like, 24 years old. Like, this is my environment. Like, I don't want to leave. And he's like, dude, I promise, like, it'll be the best thing for your career. Like, the way everything's going here right now, like, it's bad here right now. Like, I need help over there, and I know you can do it, this and that. So he convinced me. I was like, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it for you. I trust you. So he sent me over. So June 26th is my last day at the Trop. June 27th is my first day at the M Resort. So he transferred me over. I went down the street to the M Resort, where I spent the last 2 years and 10 months of my time in Vegas, working up from a manager to the general manager by May of 2018. So May 2018 through November 2018, I was a general manager for the venue, 100,000 square foot pool venue, about a 4,000 or 5,000 square foot day club, and then we ran a casino lounge, like a bar lounge inside the casino at the M Resort. There, it was a little challenging and I was out of my element. We tailored to people that were over 40 or under 10, so it was a little different.
Wow.
But it was a little different from being on the Strip. But the cool thing was, it's an industry spot, so like people that live on the Strip for their career in the industry and everything, when they're not at work, they want to be off the Strip.
Ah, so they
So
come
they came to us.
Oh, wow.
So that's
So
where
it's
it
almost
kinda-
like B2B. It's almost like business to business.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of the industry people would go. Excuse me. And then my time, I was over it. The last year there, it was just rough. It was just different. And then right before I got the general manager spot, Howard left the company. So then it was me working for a guy that moved up from general manager to director, and then I took his place as general manager. So Howard left for his own personal reasons, and then I was working for the director at the time, and then it was just time for me to move on. Like, things weren't going my way. It's not when I moved out there to be at a local casino. I didn't do that. I didn't move out to Vegas to be a resort pool manager.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
So again, I saw my time in the industry coming to an end, kind of like I did back in Atlantic City. And then this is now last summer, so August 2018. Got a call from my now director, who's Joe Bravo. He was running the rehab pool party over in Las Vegas.
Yeah, which was huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Biggest pool party in the fucking country.
Yeah.
One of the biggest in the world. He was running that for the last 5-6 years. So he called me in August, and it was funny. It was the day after my girlfriend's birthday. My girlfriend Amelia, we were driving back from a staycation at the Cosmo on the Strip. He calls me, and I kind of had an idea why he was calling me, because he brought it up to me like a month prior, like, hey, I might have an opportunity for you soon. I'm like, all right, cool, keep me posted. I didn't know it was in a different city. So my girl Amelia, she was in Vegas for 6.5 years at this point.
What did she do?
She was a cocktail server. She was working at Tao nightclub.
And so you met her while you were working?
No, we met because she interviewed to work for me. She
Okay.
interviewed to work for me February 2018 to come work over at the M. And we'll go there in a bit, but let me roll this real quick. I put him on speaker because I kind of knew what he was going to say. And he started talking about the opportunity in San Diego. And I just put it on speaker because I wanted her to kind of hear it, to see like kind of how she would play off of it. And we've had this conversation already, so it's cool that this gets out. Because at the time she was looking at trying to get a house in Vegas soon to like settle down there. Because she was there for 6.5 years at that time. She was ready to just like get a house and stuff.
Where is she from?
She's from Imperial Beach, San Diego.
Oh,
so
okay.
she's born and raised San Diego, but
she doesn't want to go home.
Right. So she left when she was 18, so she didn't really have that San Diego downtown experience or anything. So I didn't really talk to her after that phone call with Joe. We didn't really talk about San Diego at all until she kind of started putting it in my ear.
Oh,
she's like, hey, like maybe we should check it out. Like maybe you should find out more about it. I was like, really? I thought like you want to get a house and everything. She's like, yeah, like let's just go check it out. I'm like, dope. Okay. So the weekend of Mr. Olympia, Las Vegas,
which is a big bodybuilding competition.
Big bodybuilding competition. They do a huge expo at the Las Vegas Convention Center where I purchased a Wake Up and Work booth to showcase my clothes.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
So I had that weekend, and then we drove out to San Diego. He put me up at the Hard Rock Hotel San Diego for the weekend, and just to check it out, get a feel for it. And then our last day before we left, we went to check out our apartment just to see what we were looking at price wise. We spent 5 hours looking at apartments.
Yeah, because you were with a girl. Yeah.
Well, that, and then we were like getting hyped up. Like this, there might be something here.
Oh, okay.
There might be something here for us. So then on the drive home, we both just looked at each other and we were like, let's just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like it's time. She's like, I'm down. Like let's do it. So we started. I hit up Joe. I was like, yo, I'm down. I'm in. Like let me know whatever it takes. Like I'm down to go. And then we started looking at apartments, this and that, and then nothing was final with the job until like later in October. Like there was nothing that really came from it. It's like, hey, I don't know what's gonna happen. It might not be till next year. It might not be till after New Year's. But like, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Like all right. So like for the next like month, like it was kind of like stagnant. And then in late October, he's like, hey, we can move quickly. I'm like, really? I thought we were gonna wait till like January, February. He's like, no, like let's do this quickly. I'm like, shit. All right. So I had to resign to my director at the M in Vegas while he was away on vacation in Puerto Vallarta. I'm like, yo, I hate to do this to you, and I know you're on vacation, but something just came up a lot sooner than I expected. I gotta put my 2 weeks in.
Oh, wow.
He's like, shit, all right, sounds good. I'm like, hey, enjoy your vacation. We'll talk more when we get back.
Yeah.
So that's how that happened,
and then you ended up going out to San Diego.
Then we ended up going to San Diego.
So when did you start Wake Up and Work? And what this is really what I want to hear about.
This is the good shit.
Yeah. What was the impetus behind this, and when did you start this up?
I started the idea in November 2016.
Okay.
So first year in Vegas was rough for me. You know, between
it sounds like it.
When I got transferred from the Tropicana to the M, I felt like I was getting shipped off the boarding school.
And your first big venue was a flop. That's tough. And you just made this big leap of faith to get out there.
I believed in the vision that Howard sold me and everything, and I was like, yo, I'm fucking down. Like I'm all in. I'm betting on you just like you're betting on me. Like let's fucking do it together. And then it was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, it was just like fucking like huge breath of air like let out. It's like, fuck. Like I just sat into a seat.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know what to do from there. So, I made it work at the M. You know, I met a lot of good people. I worked for good people. Justin was a great guy to work for. Hotel itself, it was a little different.
Right.
Again, a lot of much older people. Just because Taylor to a lot of local older people.
Right.
But and then I'm getting close to September, October. But the first 10, 11 months in Vegas, I was living check to check. Paycheck to paycheck. When
Right.
you go to a different city, like I already said to myself, I was paying over $1,000 in rent and utilities a month. I wasn't making a crazy amount of money, and I went out there with $800. And by the time I first checked in, that 800 was gone.
Yeah.
So like I was living paycheck to paycheck. The only good thing was I knew exactly what was coming in every week, so I knew kind of how to budget things a little
Right.
bit.
That's
but
a huge help.
Tough.
Yeah.
You know, school loans, credit cards, the whole nine. Everyone goes through it. Same shit. It's no excuse. It is what it is. So, actually, late September, early October, my bank account went negative. I was overdrawn on a few bills. I was like, gotta pay bills anyway, so just fucking overdraw anyway.
Yeah.
And then for anyone that's not familiar with an overdraft fee, you get hit $35 every time you overdraft more than you have in your account.
Yeah.
So I got hit 4 times. So mid-October, I'm down $100, down negative $100 in my bank account. I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Can't wait 10 more days for my next check. And I was the one that always asked for help growing up, or when I was a teen. So I don't want to reach out. But my parents gave me a few dollars when they could. My aunts gave me a few dollars when they could. My grandma sent a few dollars when they could. But it wasn't hey, I need money. I had too much pride. I didn't know how to. I still don't know how to swallow my pride.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a hinder. I didn't really ask for a lot, and I just kind of went with it. I was like, oh, I'll figure it out. We'll make it work. It wasn't the first time my bank account was negative. There were times where I didn't know where my next meal was coming, but not to where I'm homeless, but just to where I'm eating ramen, or I'm just fucking not eating at all for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was doing bad financially, and just mentally, I was just out of it. I was like, is this what I came to Vegas for? And that was the first time I actually considered thinking about the idea of moving back home to Jersey.
Oh wow! So you thought about turning back and saying screw it.
And that wasn't the first or only time. But yeah, I did think about it, and then a week later, I'm like, fuck that. You have so much more to do. Continue to prove yourself right. You fucking got this. So at the time, my boy John DiPilato, he was a security manager for Howard in Atlantic City at the Pool at the Dark. He took a job in Vegas for a security gig. He's like, yo, I'm moving to Vegas. Where should I look at living? I was like, yo, let's live together.
There we go. Cutting that rent bill in half.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then with me being in college, my junior year of college, it was me, 9 other dudes in the house. My senior year was me and 4 other dudes in the house. So I was like, fuck this, I just want to live on my own now.
Yeah, understandably so.
But this is the one time, one of the only few times where I swallowed my pride. I was like, you can't do this on your own. Not right now. And he's a great dude. He would have been a great dude to live with. I knew that. So while he was still in Jersey, I was looking at places for us to live together. Meanwhile, I had a lease until February. So then we found a place that we agreed on, and I had to break my lease, so I had to bite the bullet, and one of my entire paychecks went to breaking my lease. So then I was out of money for another 2 weeks. So I was like, fuck it, it'll work out in the long run. I kind of measured things up correctly, right? So he moved out there, we got a place together, rent and utilities cut in half, so I kind of made it happen, right? But right before he moved out there, and this will get out there too, because this is something that maybe 15 people in my life know right now. I started writing a book. But it came from Gary Vee. So a lot of backtracking. But a year prior, I came across this video on YouTube of this fat guy, shaved head, grizzly beard, goes by the name of Gary Vee. For those of you out there that don't know, his name's Gary Vaynerchuk, CEO of VaynerMedia, and he started talking about some wine promotion, how to promote or market your wine on a wine website and shit. I was like, this guy's a clown. Forgot about it. So October, November, me and my buddy John talking about moving in together. I'm at work on YouTube just because it's a slow day. It's off season, pool season's closed. I'm just doing some office work. And I come across this video of this guy saying he's going to buy the New York Jets. Who's a huge Jets fan? Other than you.
Yeah, you are. It's so funny because I definitely am the only one who was just. I don't watch the NFL anymore. That's personal reasons, but
yeah. I know where that's coming from.
Yeah.
But, again, huge Jets fan. I'm like,
wait, so Gary Vee bought the Jets? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's gonna buy the Jets.
Is he really?
By the time he's 65, he wants to buy the Jets.
Oh, that's a goal that he's setting out.
Yeah, and if you tell him it's a goal, he's like, it's not a goal, it's gonna fucking happen.
That's
right.
Hysterical.
Gary Vee. So I'm like, who's this fucking clown saying he's gonna buy the New York Jets? So oh, now I'm interested. And I didn't recognize him because he lost so much weight. He got into fitness throughout the last year, and again, this is back in 2016, late 2016. So I started watching this video, I'm getting like pumped the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is this
He
dude?
gets people amped.
Oh man, fucking livid.
Yeah.
Like when I'm at home, like back in San Diego, like we don't have TV, we just have Netflix and YouTube and all that shit.
Same here. Yeah. Cut the cord.
TV.
Don't spend that money.
It's too much. It's a fucking waste.
Yeah.
Monopolized like crazy. So every morning I'll throw on like a YouTube clip of like Gary Vee just while I'm drinking my pre-workout. I'm like, it's time to fucking. I don't put on a motivational video with a fucking rock or someone.
Yeah.
Put up Gary Vee talking shit. It's like, let's fucking go.
He gets people
fired up, and that's not even his goal. That's not even his goal, right? It's just the way he talks and delivers, and that's kind of the way I approach things, right? So again, back to watching that video, and then I just found myself watching videos on a loop of Gary Vee. So for the next 2-3 weeks, I watched maybe 15-20 videos a fucking day of Gary Vee. Some of his keynotes are like an hour fucking long.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm just getting fucking hyped. So what I started to realize more and more is I always knew I wanted to do my own thing. I always knew I wanted to kind of grow something. I wanted to build a platform. I wanted to build a platform that I could not only be proud of and kind of leave a legacy on, and kind of help people the way that I was able to help myself.
Yeah.
Right, that day I decided to wake up and work. I want to help people kind of realize the opportunities they have and the idea that they have the ability to kind of create their own happiness and success, right?
Yeah.
So the one thing that I was, like my whole brand's motto is a brand with a purpose built by a passion.
Right.
So my whole thing is, until you connect your passion and your purpose, you're not really going to be happy with the stuff that you're doing.
Right.
So when you can connect the two, you'll be able to do your own thing and kind of go in that direction. So what I started to do was, I took motivational like quotes, I would make them or just grab some off the internet, and I would go down, this is when Snapchat was so big, I would go down my entire Snapchat list and send something motivational to the entire group.
Yeah.
But you can only send something to 50 people at a time. And I had like 600 friends on there.
Yeah.
Which that doesn't mean anything. It's not like I'm getting like 600 views on everything.
Right.
But I had like 600 friends, right? So I sent it to everybody on my fucking Snapchat list for like 2 straight weeks.
Yeah.
I get like maybe 300 replies back. Like even if it's just like the prayer hands or like the hands up or like the thumbs up.
The quick.
Yeah, just the quick answer,
yeah.
Right? But a lot of people be like, yo, thank you, I really needed this. Like I started to see like, yo, I really need to hear something like this. Like you just like saved my day. And then I was like, damn, like this feels good. Like it felt really good, like internally, right? It just felt like you were helping people. And I did that for like 2 weeks. And then this is when I really started to increase my fitness game even more. So I was like, all right, like it's time to like dive in. It's time to figure out what you're gonna do. It's time to figure out your next move. So I got really heavily into fitness again, but more so with the nutritional aspect. So kind of focusing on what I was eating a lot more, kind of focused on kind of my workouts a lot more like I did back in 2013 when I did Insanity and kind of did the transformation. In late 2016 was like a new transformation challenge for myself.
Even more
in depth. More, like dial the fuck in even more in depth.
Right, really focusing on your nutrition.
Everything.
And actually doing it with like a weightlifting program, that kind of thing,
So then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wake up early every day and just get it in before work, and then I'm going to go get it in after work. So I started waking up at 5:30, 6 days a week, go to the gym and do cardio, then I work 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and then back in the gym to do weights. And what I started doing is I would use the hashtag wake up and work.
Yeah.
And just put it on my Instagram for on Snapchat.
Yeah.
And I did that for like a couple of weeks, and then people would send it back to me. Yo, I decided to wake up and work today, but they put a hashtag wake up and work.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, wake up and work, like, wake up and work, grinding like Louis P, this and that. Like, I saw it start to catch off like fire. Like, people are just sending it back to me to DM. I'm like, damn, there might be something here. Yeah. There could be something here. Like, let's just see how it goes. Yeah. But, so what I started to do was, like, the more I watched and listened to Gary Vee, the more, like, fueled me to, like, kind of connect to what I wanted to do. So I'm not saying he gave me the push to do it. He helped me connect it. So he can help me connect my passion of a fitness, something that like changed my life. Like I always pitch, fitness didn't change my life, it saved my life. Like back in 2013, if it wasn't for fitness and like the decisions I made around fitness, like I wouldn't be the man I am today. Just kind of the way it kind of geared my life towards the direction it's going, and kind of what I want to do.
You write about that on your blog post. I saw it. You said you were really going through some depression and some anxiety. A lot of depression, anxiety. We'll backtrack there in a little bit. But a lot of it stemmed from everything that happened with, losing my admission to East Carolina. I started drinking a lot more after high school because of that. It makes things so much worse, bro. And, my mom went through cancer bouts like 4 different times. Just kind of dealt with a lot of like internal issues, right? Everyone's got their demons. Everyone's got their story. Yeah, everyone's got their problem, right? And the other thing that I push is no matter what you do in life, it's your job to tell your story. Yeah.
And I say that because there's so many people out there that have dealt with so many things that a lot of successful people have dealt with, and they need to hear that a lot of people can resonate with them so that they can be successful too. There's a lot of people that have been dealt shitty hand or shitty cards that don't think they can make it, don't think they're worth it, don't think they deserve to be happy or successful, and I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids that, like, no matter what happened to me, like getting knocked out of college, like losing my financial aid, my mom going through cancer, like I was one of those kids that blamed the world. I was one of those kids that felt like just because I'm dealt a shitty hand, like I can't make it, until I started to kind of wake up to realize that I have the power to do so, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of takes me back to like my passion of fitness because of what it did for me, and my purpose of helping people realize that stuff.
Yeah.
And I put them together, and I was like, how can I put these together to make them work? And then late 2016, early 2017, I started writing a book, and this is now fucking 2.5, 3 years later. I'm still in the process. I haven't really touched it for about 6-7 months, just because of everything else I'm focusing on right now. Because I want to have I kind of started to make an excuse for myself not to go back to it, but a lot of it comes from like a lot of the blogging and stuff that I do now on my website comes from the book.
Okay.
So the book is geared towards kind of, it opens up with an introductory, like it's called Life Happens, and the first 3 chapters is kind of like a short scripture of like my life and kind of stuff that like I've been through, that my family's been through, stuff like that. Living in Ocean Township, like a lot of people here do know what my last name is, and for a long time it wasn't the brightest painted picture of our last name. Going back to freshman year of high school, we went up that summer practicing for football. We went up to practice with the varsity team, and I just remember the first day, we all had our names across our helmets. Mine said Pisano. Go past fucking Coach Mags. He was like, oh shit, another fucking scumbag Pisano to deal with. And everyone started laughing. And like, I didn't know how to take that. Like, I wanted to punch the fucking guy in the face, but at the same time, I'm like, haha, like chuckling, like just played it off. But like, that fucking fueled the fuck out of me throughout high school.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna change that fucking, that picture of what my name means to a lot of people around here. So that was my goal throughout high school. And
yeah, I just remember. Yeah, I remember growing up with you guys, and you guys were right around the corner. And you and your brother were always good friends of mine, good people to be around. So it was a shame that somebody would think that about you, because I know that you guys are loyal, trustworthy people. So I'm sorry to hear that anybody ever said that to you, because I never saw that in either of you. I didn't know Dom that well, but you and your brother Anthony, I've always thought were good people.
And that's the thing, dude, and I appreciate that. And a lot, he wasn't the only one that thought that.
Yeah.
Like, there were times where I was a junior and senior in high school to where I had friends that couldn't even come to my house because of people didn't want them hanging around my house because of, like, my family and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a shitty feeling. So a lot of that kind of dealt with, like, kind of aided in the drinking and, like, shit, like, what the fuck? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with my family? Like, why can't my own friends come hang out at my house?
Yeah.
Like, a couple friends had to get dropped off down the street at another friend's house to walk to my house and come hang out.
Yeah.
It was shitty, but, it is what it is. People are fucked up, and that's fine, right? It's a matter of how you deal with it. So back to Vegas. So I started writing a book. So it's about kind of my life, and it's geared towards people that have been through shitty situations that don't feel like they can make it.
Yeah.
That's what the whole process of Wake Up and Work is about.
Yeah.
And it kind of progresses from there. So I started writing the book, and then I'm like 3-4 months in at the time in 2017, and then the whole Wake Up and Work hashtag was still like catching fire. I was still sending motivational shit to people out on Snapchat, and then one day I'm just on like a photo app, and I just type in Wake Up and Work and play around with different fonts, and like I found this cool font that I liked, and I just put it on a t-shirt. I was like, that looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
So what I did, I was like, I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna build an LLC. I'm gonna start a clothing company. That's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna do. So what I did is I searched like Nevada small businesses. I filed an LLC for Wake Up and Work. Filed a trademark.
Yeah.
And then
so you trademarked it.
Oh
wow, so you own that. So I can't even steal it from you.
Correct.
Yeah.
So 6 people knew about it. And this is in May, like a week before Memorial Day weekend. I trademarked it, I got the LLC, and then I just slowly built out the business plan, kind of what it was going to look like. And I didn't really know what it was going to look like. I just kind of had an idea of where I wanted it to go. I knew I wanted to involve it with fitness because of like my passion for it and like the purpose of what the message is. And we'll get to the message in a second. So come September, so the whole Wake Up and Work aspect, right? So 6 days a week for 8 months, waking up at 5:30 in the gym, working 8, 10, 12 hours a day, sometimes 14, 16 hours, especially in the summer, back in the gym lifting weights, back home building the business plan and writing the book. 6 days a week.
So you're just hustling.
Non-stop. And I'm hustling because of fucking Gary Vee told me to hustle.
Yeah. Where's Amelia at this point? Is that her name?
We haven't met yet.
Okay. So you got plenty of time to
get plenty of time.
Good.
So this is just fucking, around the clock, like I'm up at 5, I'm in bed at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So I'm sleeping 4 hours a night, 6 days a week.
Amen.
And my original business plan had me launching Wake Up and Work Live like December 2017.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that I was working around the clock with nonstop because I was so fucking fueled to do it, I was able to launch almost 3 months early. So I went live. I had my first order of shirts come in. And I kind of had everything put together in place to kind of really launch like the whole Instagram, the website, online store. So I launched on Thursday, September 14th, 2017.
Wow.
Almost 3 months early.
Generally, people overshoot the launch. They don't undershoot it. Yeah, that's crazy.
So just the nonstop, I kept myself busy between working at the Herm Resort and just being
so
confined.
you've been doing this for a little bit.
A little bit.
I didn't even know that. I thought you launched like last year.
No, a little bit. So the way I launched it was I wanted to be at Olympia within a year.
Yeah.
At a booth.
Yeah.
So,
I saw that. That was awesome. You were sitting at the booth. It looked great.
So Olympia.
How much did that cost?
$3,500.
Okay.
Before like buying new product, before buying big signage and all that shit.
Just
to have the booth.
Do you think after doing that, so you get out there with your company, you get
huge.
Do you think that I don't know, you don't have to share it. Did you make a bunch of money there, or do you think it was just getting your brand out?
Made a few dollars.
Okay.
But for me, it was more so I don't care if I make $1.
Right.
It's the exposure it's going to get, the people I'm going to meet.
Yeah.
And
it was marketing.
Huge marketing.
Yeah.
And, there's little things that help with that too. Like, like I said earlier, my mom went through 4 bouts of breast cancer. So every year I partner with the National Breast Cancer Foundation in October.
Yeah.
And I have a breast cancer sponsored T-shirt with like the pink ribbon on a shirt. It says "We Can Work" down the middle, in black on a white T-shirt, and a tank top for women. So the profits of that all get contributed to the NBCF.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I've only been able to contribute like $400 or $500, but every bit helps. My mom's been a huge drive in my life.
Yeah.
And
she gave you that money to get you out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I launched with the idea that in 1 year I'm going to have a booth at Olympia because it's in Vegas, so it made sense. And I had the booth at Olympia this year, and the first day of Olympia was my 1 year anniversary.
Wow.
So I kind of lined it up.
Wow.
I kind of lined it up that I was like, I got to get this done.
And so you got hoodies now, you've got shirts.
Yeah, I got
there's
hoodies,
a hat.
T-shirts, shorts. I have a hat, I have leggings, I have sports bra, but I kind of slowed it down a little bit purposely just because everything that's with the move to San Diego financially and just kind of everything happening all at once. And it's not by any means like my money maker right now. So I slowed it down a little bit, but I'm doing like a full, not reboot, but kind of like a full spectrum launch again in like June of like sportswear, yoga bras, leggings, gym attire, the whole 9. I have vendors overseas in China, Pakistan, and then vendors in downtown San Diego that I'm working with as well. So around June, hopefully by mid-June, I'm going to do like a full launch, a whole lot of influencer marketing behind it in San Diego. I'm trying to work out a couple sponsorship deals with some gyms in San Diego, Vegas, and hopefully sometime soon back here at home. I'd like to have some sponsorship deals where I'm selling clothing within gyms or doing some marketing collateral, stuff like that.
Wow.
I had someone reach out to me from France the other day that she wanted to sell in her store. So I've had a couple international sales.
Really?
That was the best. Probably the best feeling about it is I've had like 2 or 3 international sales.
Oh, wow.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. But everything's all e-commerce. It's all online.
Where are you holding all your product?
In my storage unit in my apartment building downstairs in our garage.
And so are you the one who's doing like the boxing and shipping?
All the boxing and shipping.
Wow.
The whole 9.
Yeah.
And I don't do like a full-on scale label thing yet. I should be doing that. I know that. But right now it's handwriting everyone's address onto the packages and everything.
Yeah.
Shipping it out, going to the post office. But in Vegas, my closet was my storage. So I got rid of half my closet of my clothes. I just gave away to Goodwill, so I had space for all my Wake Up and Work clothes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how that started. And then just been building from there. If I launched that first year, what I did is I ordered 50 shirts to send out for free.
Yeah.
Just to people that I knew. Hey, started this brand. Some people knew, like 4 or 5 people knew, like some close friends. Started this brand, like this is for all that you've done, all the support over the years, like just being a cool person, good guy. And one of those people was Pauly D.
Yeah.
For those of you out there, it's DJ Pauly D from the Jersey Shore. We had a relationship grow just by working in Atlantic City together at the club, working in Vegas together, and I just sent him a shirt and stuff. So he's promoted a few times. And then Jay Cutler, the bodybuilding legend Jay Cutler, I know him through a mutual friend.
He's an animal.
Monster.
Yeah, he's an animal.
So, first, I don't know why, but, this is what happened. So Jay was working out with a friend who was wearing my shirt in Vegas. So Jay put it on a story, like they were just bullshitting. So I responded on the Wake Up and Work Instagram. He's like, bro, love the message. It sounds sweet. I'm like, yo, can I send you a shirt?
Yeah.
Like, fangirling out. I'm like, yo, can I send you a shirt,
yeah,
bro?
yeah,
Like, you're the fucking man.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, for sure. I was like, I don't have any XXX, but I can send you one if you want. I can get one for you. He's like, nah, 2X will be fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's like form-fitted shirts. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
He's
like,
gigantic.
He's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
But he's like maybe 5'7", 5'8".
Right.
He's not like a tall dude. So.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, for sure. So I sent it to him, and then lo and behold, he posts a video on his Instagram like by himself. Like, I didn't ask for him, like in the shirt, working out, doing a full like leg workout.
Yeah.
Like, this is sweet.
Yeah.
This is cool.
I remember seeing that and being like, wow, that is wild.
And I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like, a few of my friends tagged me and we worked on it. I'm like, why am I getting tagged in Jake Cutler post?
Yeah.
I opened up Instagram, I'm like, what the fuck?
Look at that shirt.
I'm like, yo, let me repost this real quick.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's some of the better feelings, people that kind of support it. People don't buy what you sell, they buy what you're selling.
Right, they buy the message.
They buy the
message of the brand.
And that's all it is, man. It's just, and the whole idea behind Wake Up and Work is that everyone can relate to it, but it resonates with people differently.
Right, yeah.
Right, so what it means to you could mean differently to me. What it means to me means differently to anyone else.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people ask me like, hey, what does it mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, yeah, it's just like wake up and go to work. I'm like, well, what does it mean to you? So what does wake up and work mean to you?
He turned the script on me.
Turn the script.
You know what, it's funny, I woke up today super early to get up here to record with you, and I debated, I was like, maybe I should get up and do a workout beforehand, because I personally wake up and work out every day. My time in the military forced me to build that habit in myself.
It's a good habit.
It is. It's a huge habit because it gets your whole day started. But for me, so like one of the things, the past 2 weeks, I haven't been working out because I had finals for my MBA, I'm running the blog and everything like that. And I always say to myself, I'm like, how many times are you going to learn this lesson where you could just get up early and get it done instead of letting your day get in the way of you? And it was one of the things I was thinking about when I was writing up questions for you is, to me, getting that done first for your day is you setting a standard for how your day is going to go every single day.
And setting the tone.
Yeah, because you need a routine. You need a huge routine in life, and otherwise your life is subject to outside circumstances.
Right.
But if you wake up every day and you know that I'm going to wake up at this time, and before the rest of the world is up, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to have my time, or I'm going to do what I need to do, you're going to be able to execute on that day way better than you would have previously.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just wake up, you stumble through getting ready, you're speeding to work to get there on time, then you get into work and then there's chaos at work. You haven't had that prep time to get your day prepared yet, to get ready to move and to take action. If you just show up and deal with that, that's awful. So the reason though that I wanted you on the show, Louis, is because of this whole story, right? Like, and you touched on it, and I wasn't going to go there, but I appreciate that you share that with my listeners.
Of course.
Is that it's not easy to be a kid who's looked at like he might be a bad kid. And then all of a sudden you just decide, I'm not going to live up to the label that you're putting on me. I'm going to be who I want to be. And then you're going to fail again and again. And then you just keep coming back for more. And you're like, oh, but I'm way stronger this time. And I'm going to do this now. And now I'm going to start a business. And I hadn't spoken to you in such a long time. And then I'm watching you on Instagram and watching you on social media. And I'm like, what is this kid doing? He's just not stopping.
You can't. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You know, I keep saying throughout the episode, like, something that I'm big on, right? There's a lot of things I'm big on.
Yeah.
When I was 18, I got a tattoo on my ribs that said, what doesn't kill me will only make me stronger.
Yeah.
And I believe in it hugely, immensely. And it's very important to remember that no matter what you go through, it's what you grow through.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to remember that your struggles become your strengths.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's only going to build you up. If you're born rich and you don't go through any struggle or any problems, you're not going to know what it's like when the world hits you in the fucking face.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you can be a trust fund baby, you can live happily ever after until you're 18, then you go in the real world and you think mommy and daddy is going to buy you whatever you want, and then they kind of either cut you off or you're doing your own thing in a different city and you don't know how to adapt, and it's because you never dealt with anything.
Right.
And I think the people that have the biggest advantage are the people that have dealt with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So growing up, like, again, it goes back to, with me, it wasn't about proving Mags wrong. Like, it was about proving I'm not a scumbag. Like, I'm going to prove myself right that I'm a fucking great dude. So going through high school, one thing I set out to do was continue to be as much a leader as I could, right?
Mm.
And, I wasn't the biggest or best football player, but that was the reason I loved football so much, is because it kept me out of my household kept me with my friends.
Yeah.
And I just loved being around my friends. Like, they were the best part about my life.
Yeah.
So playing football, I was so passionate about it because of who I was doing it with. Because of the brothers next to me, right? Because people like you that, we always had so much fucking fun playing football.
That's true.
And it was just a game, but it was so much more than that to me. Like, to me, it was a chance to kind of be away from reality and just kind of be in the moment. So with football, and then in high school, I wanted more. So junior year, I was like, all right, I want to be a little more involved. Like, I want to have a voice for like my classmates and stuff. So I ran for the student class.
Class president, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, yeah, like I'll just get on the council or whatever, like
student council, yeah,
stuff like that. And then day of the announcement comes, and I don't hear my name at all. I'm like, well, this sucks. Until it's the last person. They're like, 2017 junior class president, Louis Pisano.
Yeah.
I'm like, the fuck?
Oh.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Now what?
Yeah.
So, I was just trying to get more and more involved and kind of build my repertoire, so to say, build my resume a little bit, and then just kind of build that leadership role, which is something that I've always kind of prided myself on, as being a national born leader, right?
Right.
This is going back to fucking elementary school when I was a fucking peer mediator in fucking first and second grade.
Yeah.
Like, just always trying to help people.
Right.
And because I always hated bullying the most.
Right.
So I saw a friend my senior year not beating up on a kid, but like being a dick to a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And like I almost wanted to fight him.
Right.
Like, I was like, dude, you're a scumbag. Like, this is a kid I was friends with for a while. I was like, you're a scumbag. Like, you're not a good dude.
Right.
And just because I don't like seeing the little people, so to speak, just kind of like look down on.
Right.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It serves no purpose. It makes people look very small, and the people that are being douchebags. So I just kind of wanted to be a difference maker. And then senior year comes around, and I'm like, I've kind of built a decent legacy here. Like, I know I'm not the kid everyone thought I was going into high school. And the only reason that that picture was painted is because I was the first one to not drop out of high school between my other cousins and brother. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's not for everyone, and that's fine.
Right, absolutely.
They're all great where they're at in their life today, and they're all doing well. So, my family is the most important thing in my life.
Yeah.
Outside of my girlfriend and my friends, like, my family is the utmost important to me, right? And it's tough moving across the country, like, not being near your family. Like, my girl right now, she has her mom and some family in San Diego. I don't. I have friends. And it's tough. I'm only home like once a year now.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Vegas, I was coming home like 2-3 times a year, so I had that every 3-4 months. Now it's once a year, but family's the most important thing to me. So on top of like proving myself right, that like I'm not that person, it was also proving people wrong against my family.
Right.
Just because of like a lot of things that happen domestically and stuff like that. And then senior year comes around, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna run for student council again. Didn't hear my name again until the last person called.
Yeah.
Not 2017 earlier, I meant like 2007 or whatever. And then my senior year is like 2009, senior class president, Louis Pisano. I'm like, fuck, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
And it wasn't like a gloat or anything like that. Like in high school, it might be like a popularity contest. But with me, it was, I had my cliques, right? I had my close friends, but I also loved being friendly with everyone. Like I've always wanted to leave a good lasting impression on people that I've come into contact with over the years. And it doesn't matter if you're with this crew or that crew, or you don't play sports, or you're in the meth club or whatever. I don't care. Like, I just like people.
Yeah.
That's how I was growing up. So I think the reason that I was able to kind of win those both years is because I was friendly with everyone.
Right.
Like, I had no problem with anyone. A lot of people don't, right? But I put it out there. I was very boisterous. My personality, I was very social. But that also masked a lot of stuff that I was dealing internally, like at home. Like, that was almost like a front sometimes.
Yeah.
And then as I got older and we started to drink in high school, all that shit came out.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the whole depression and anxiety came into place going into freshman year of college with Brookdale. And just drinking more and more, partying more and more. A lot of that came out because I blamed the world of, like, what happened to my family.
Yeah.
Like, growing up, like, we were like the all-American family. It was me, my brothers, Anthony, Dominic, and our parents under one roof. But when I was in second grade, I lost 2 of my uncles within a year, both my dad's brothers. And then we moved out of my grandmother's house. My grandmother and my father weren't getting along, and we had nowhere to go. So we bounced around apartment to apartment, and then we ended up at a Monmouth Motel on Route 66.
Wow.
We were living there. This is actually in the book too. I'm looking to launch in the next year or two.
Really? So you're gonna do an ebook or?
No, I want to do a hard copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go to ebook.
I didn't want to interrupt. So you
fine.
guys are living on Monmouth in the Monmouth Hotel on Route 66.
Motel, Route 66, it's like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
Like, every other unit's like bashed in, like fucking the pool is, there's like a foot of green dirty water,
Yeah.
fences are caved in, this
It's
is across
motel.
from MJ's.
Yeah. I
And
know exactly what you're talking about.
We ended up living there for 6 months.
Wow.
And I'm in second grade, we're living in just a 2-bed room. A room with fucking 2 queen beds. All of our shit's in storage, my brothers and I, we don't know what's going on, we're so young. It was tough. It was a little different, and not a lot of people know this, but yeah, that's where we ended up living for about 6 months until we finally got a house back in Ocean. But during that time, we were taking the short bus, small bus, because we were, we started the school year in Ocean, so they let us finish the year out. And if we didn't move back to Ocean that year, we would have had to go to like Neptune or something.
Oh wow.
But we had to take the short bus. They picked us up and dropped us off, and then in elementary school, I was going on the bus on the side of the school. I'll never forget, second grade teacher, Mr. Cordry. He's like, "Why are you going on the bus?" I was like, "Well, that's my bus right now." He's like, "That's not your bus. Like, get on your bus right now." Like, being a dick about it. I was like, "No, seriously. Like, we don't live in Ocean right now." Like, I had to tell him, and I didn't tell him like where we were living, but I forget who the principal was at the time. She came out and told us like, "No, like they're okay." And then like it started to spread. Like a few people knew like where we were living, and that like as a second grader, like you don't want people knowing you live in a motel.
Yeah.
So we did that for about 6 months, and then we finally got a house over in Ocean again. So we were there for about 3 years. Then my parents split, but it was the way my parents split. It was kind of what kind of started my internal demons. So my cousin Chris, my mom's nephew, was graduating high school, going into the Marines. This is back in 2010. 2010? No, I'm sorry, 2012. So right after 9/11. So 9/11 happened, and then January 2012, my grandfather passed away. And he was like my first hero. It's my father's father.
Yeah.
He was everything to me. I'm not a smoker, but I love the smell of cigars because it reminds me of him.
Yeah.
He passed away, and everything started to go to shit with my parents. They split up while I was away visiting my cousin in the Marines. So I was visiting him down in Little Lake Harbor for 2 weeks. And then they drove me back home, and I walked into a house with just my mom, a TV, a couch, and my bed upstairs. She's crying, there's no furniture, my dad, my brothers are gone, like I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, what the fuck? And my parents split while I was away. So my dad and my brothers moved back to my grandmother's house. And so then I ended up living there, and then my mom couldn't afford the house by herself, so she ended up homeless a little bit. This is in 5th grade now. So my mom was homeless for a little bit, living in the car. There were times where I would take naps in the car with her, like just because I wanted to be with her. I was afraid she was gonna die, shit like that, right? And then after a few months, she got back on her feet. She was all right, and then just things kind of took off from there a little bit. So that's kind of where the internal demons started. It was around 5th, 6th grade.
Wow.
When a lot of shit started happening, and middle school was tough. Just kind of trying to keep the problems at home away. So I spent so much time in sports in school.
So your brother drops out of high school later on, and you decide, I'm not going to do that, and instead I'm going to also run for class president.
Yeah.
Like, what happens in your head? Like, what was going through your mind at that time? Were you just trying to make sure that, like, the town knew that your family wasn't what they thought?
It's partially that. And, like, I didn't look down at, like, my brothers or anything, or my cousins for dropping out of high school. Like, that's my choice.
Neither do I. I'm just saying, like, you think, like, a kid who looks at his older brother.
It's like, shit, I gotta follow that path.
Yeah, like, oh, well, Anthony just dropped out, maybe I'll drop out too.
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, it never really crossed my mind, but I'm like, am I supposed to go to school? Like, do I need to do this?
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to that natural born leader instinct to where, like, I always wanted to be different.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people started smoking weed around here at a young age.
Yeah, I remember.
I was presented with that opportunity when I was 13.
Yeah.
I was out with a few people. They went to hand me a joint. I looked at it. I threw it on the ground and I stepped on it. And I got my ass beat.
Yeah, it'll piss people off.
I was like, I'm not fucking doing that shit.
Yeah.
I've never smoked weed in my life. Never even tried it, like, to this day. I drank like a fucking fish, but I've never done any drugs. No, I smoked cigarettes in high school a little bit, but like I never touched weed.
Everyone goes through those phases.
Everyone goes through those phases, right?
Yeah.
Fucking girl got me into cigarettes, and I got off cigarettes on my own, like whatever.
Thought you looked cool.
Thought I looked cool, especially when you drink. But I really think that was a huge point in my life to where I knew I was gonna be a different kind of person, a different kind of leader, and lead a different path, right? And I was always, again, something I'm always big on is creating your own path. Like, you don't have to follow any footsteps you don't want to. You need to create your path for yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel is best for yourself. Not what someone else thinks best for you, not what society thinks you should be doing, it's what you believe you should be doing the most.
Yeah.
So, again, I just decided to be one of those people that wanted to be different and be different in a way to where it would positively affect people around me.
Wow.
So got into high school, decided I was going to stay in hugh school, and just kind of knew where I wanted to go, and knew what I wanted to do, and knew what I wanted to be a part of, and knew what kind of legacy I wanted to leave. And I did hugely, immensely want to change that whole mantra of what people believe to be my family.
Yeah.
And what people believe to be what it meant being a Pisano, which is, like being a fucking shitty person.
So,
which was shitty to feel.
One of the other things I was thinking about that I kind of like made a note about while you were talking is, while you were going through that really hard time in Vegas, and you're trying to get the company going, and you're working through the clock, and you're doing all these things, and you said you were sleeping like 4 hours a night, which I've experienced. That's awful. It has like this awful effect on you and your body and all this stuff. What's keeping you going through this? Like, I know you said you were watching Gary Vee, but like, what are you telling yourself to stay up and not go to sleep when you could be like just snoozing in your bed or something like that?
You're not done yet.
Yeah.
You're not done yet. Like, you have so much more. I have so much more to do, and right now I have so much more to do. I just turned 28 years old 2 months ago. Like, the next fucking 40 years of my life is just gonna be fucking grinding. Yeah. And that's what I enjoyed the process more than anything. And that's the main thing that like Gary did teach me is if you don't love the process, then you're fucking doing it for the wrong reasons. And with me, like I had a lot of problems sleeping when I was younger. After everything happened with my parents, I had a lot of problems sleeping. When I was drinking, I had a problem sleeping. So when it came to sleeping 4 hours a night, I was thriving. Like, I do better on 6 hours or less than 6 hours or more. If I sleep more than 6 hours, I'm like all groggy and shit. I don't want to get out of bed. So when I was sleeping less, I was like fucking. I would crash once every 3 weeks. And, excuse me. When I say crash, I would sleep 6-7 hours. That's my crash. Yeah. That's it. And the fact that I was so excited about it, and I knew it was gonna be not a hit to start, but that eventually, like even right now, like 2-3 years down the road, like. It's going to be fully self-sufficient in the next 2 to 3 years. Your business. My business, 1,000%. And it's not a fact of like if, it's a matter of when. It's the fact that I know that because of how I'm going to build it and grow it and the people I'm going to use to do it with me. When you say fully self-sufficient, does that mean that I'm going to be out of the industry? Okay, but you're still going to be taking a profit is the plan? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But you mean like you'll have an employee, they'll be run. Yeah, okay. Correct. So that you can then pivot into something else? Is that why you want to do that? Right, so we're on that. So, again, the whole pattern that we've been crossing is that I want to build a platform. Okay. And I want to build a platform to help people realize what it means to wake up and work. Okay. And what it means to me, again, it means something different to everyone. Yeah. The cool thing is that everyone wants to wake up and work somehow. Right. It just, whatever you want it to mean for you. Like, a friend reached out to me sometime last year. She's like, hey, like, I'm a full-time mom. Like, I know wake up and work doesn't really mean that, but that's what it means to me. And I was like, you're wrong. Like, that's amazing. Like, that's one of the hardest jobs in the world. Right. Not a single mom, but full-time mom, not working. I was like, that's amazing. Like, like power to you. Like, it's more difficult to get out of the house. And that made me realize, this means so much more to so many different people than what it can mean, which is why I stuck with wake up and work. Because, again, everyone can relate to what it means, but everyone resonates with it differently. So with me, it's helping people kind of realize the opportunities and possibilities they have in front of them, to wake up in a sense of opening their eyes to realize that and going to work on themselves, their ambitions and their goals every single day until they get what they want, until they create their own level of happiness and success. So it's about building that idea that people have what it takes. I don't care what the fuck you've been through. Like, yeah, we just went over what I've been through, but people have been through so much worse. Absolutely. Like, so much fucking worse. Yeah. Like, I was never homeless. Like, people have lived on fucking, look at Eric Thomas. He was eating out of trash cans because his mom kicked him out of the fucking house because he was a fucking douchebag. Yeah, we talked about Eric Thomas on Rodney's episode, but if people don't know, he's the hip-hop preacher, and you've definitely seen his videos where he talks about how you need to want to be more successful than you want to breathe. Correct. Yeah, yeah. He's great. His stuff gets me amped too. What is it? Until you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Yeah, and then my other favorite thing is he talks about sleep, and he said like he was on... Yeah, sleep is for those people that are broke. 50 Cent said that. Yeah, I loved it. That's great. So, before Gary Vee, like, the motivational shit I listened to were E.T., Les Brown, Ray Lewis. Really? Ray Lewis, huh? Yes. Yeah. He got into some soundtracks, and, like, there's just one line that he says in a soundtrack I listened to. It's, day after day, obedience after obedience, workout after workout, day after day. Yeah. So it's just nonstop around the clock. It comes down to commitment. The commitment and ambition, like, whatever you're committed to doing, you have to have that commitment to match your ambition. You have to have the execution to match your ambition. You can talk about ambition all you want. Now, speaking of ambition, I have 9 tattoos. They all mean something to me. You know, I got a quote on my right bicep that says "Omnia causa fiunt," which everything happens for a reason. So I fully believe in that because everything I've been through is what made me the person I am today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, growing up, the shit I dealt with in my childhood, growing up in high school, the shortcomings and challenges I dealt with when I first moved to Vegas, that all made me who I am today. I believe that fully. On my left bicep, I have ambition because I believe that's my strongest quality. Fully. You know, I have the ambition to kind of, I have the execution and the action that match my ambition, but that's what's driving the ambition. On my ribs, I have what doesn't kill me will only make me stronger. And you know, there's so much meaning behind the tattoos that I get because stuff that I believe in, right? So again, it just goes back to being able to have the ability to kind of see past the bullshit and see that no matter what you look like, there's other people out there that have looked like you that have made it. Doesn't matter what you've been through.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't give a fuck what the fuck you've been through. I don't care if, you know, I care. But, like, there's people that have lost both their parents, people that have nothing, people that are on the streets, people that go from shelter to shelter. Like, you have the opportunity to do so. You have the opportunity. You just have to believe in yourself to do it, and you have to have the balls to try.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about failing. I don't care if I fail. I don't care if I go out of business. I don't care if I fall flat on my face and look stupid trying. But I will not regret my life when I'm dead.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. I will fail and lose over and over again before I regret any decision I don't make.
Yeah.
I don't believe we're a product of our circumstances. We're a product of the actions we take and the choices we make.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's all about.
I love it.
People put so much in perspective about, oh, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. Who cares? Everyone else does too.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
I say to people always, I cried because I had no shoes until I met the man with no feet.
Yeah.
You know, there's always some, just like there's always somebody out there who can kick your ass, there's always some, no matter how strong or crazy you get, there's always somebody out there who's in a worse situation than you, no matter how rock bottom you are.
That's why I always try to put everything into perspective. Right?
Yeah.
Like when I was in Vegas and my bank account was negative $100. Still had an apartment.
Yeah.
Had my car.
Right.
I had a paycheck coming. I had a job. So perspective is huge.
That's
man.
huge.
And people,
I like that.
People don't really see that.
Because they don't step outside themselves.
Because they don't know better.
Right.
And that's what I want to change. I want to change that dialogue to where you do know better, you just haven't seen it yet. Yeah. Right? So like I want to get in, I do want to get into some speaking. I do want to eventually be able to publish and launch my book. I do want to become one of those people that someone looks up to, and I don't want to leave a legacy. I want people to look at me and say, because you, I didn't give up. Like, you helped change my life.
And so that's the goal, like, with the business that I asked before, you're hoping that, like, you can pivot out, it's going to be making its own money, and then Wake Up and Work is going to expand into a brand where you're doing public speaking events, and you're doing all these kinds of things to help people.
Correct.
That's awesome.
That's the goal. You know, everyone has a goal of helping people, and that's great, right? So everyone has their own way of how they want to help people, and that's how I want to do it. Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this. I like hashtag every post, let's leave a legacy. Did you know that I do that?
I didn't.
Because I just think that that's, and you said that probably like 30 times.
Leave legacy?
Yeah, and I think that for me, what I heard this really good discussion from somebody, and they were talking about like, oh, you know, schools nowadays are going to be gone and all these things, or they were talking about like old institutions and how startups are taking over the world and everything like that. And there was this really old CEO, he was talking to the CEO of Adobe, and he was like, you don't understand, like, we see these organizations like the UN and the government and everything like that. Your startup can flop after the next bubble, but they're going to be here. This government is going to be here. All these different organizations, they're going to be here for hundreds of years, God willing.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, as people, we just see, like, directly in front of us. And for me, what matters is, like, what am I going to leave behind? What is going to be here for the people, for my people? You know, postmodern Patriot thing, that's because I believe that America is a house upon a hill.
Right.
And so I care about our future as a country, and that means, like, making stronger people, making better humans. Which is also why I brought you on the show, is because that's aligned with those values.
Right, and the way to make better people is to have people, you know, like the Gary Vee's of the world, like the Les Browns, like the Tony Robbins, like the Lewis Howes.
Yeah.
Those people helping everyone else see their potential to lift them up. And I want to be one of those people, just like I wanted to be the class president. Yeah. Like, I want to be one of those people that helps everyone else under them. Yeah. And when I say under them, I don't mean people that are beneath me. I mean people that don't have the, let's call it, don't have the ability to kind of see how positive life can be and how special it can be if you just work for it.
Yeah, and I always say too, like, there are people under you who may be above you. Like, there are people under you who have never failed yet.
Yep.
Right? But here's Louis Pisano, who's failed like 3 or 4 times, and now he's got his own business, and he's crushing it, and he's building this brand, and he keeps going for more. That person who never failed, they look up to you when the failure happens. They look up to somebody else who's had that experience that they have not yet come through. And that's why people need mentors.
I appreciate my failures a lot. I appreciate the struggles I've been through. Again, it's built the character that I have today.
Yeah.
And with the growing brands, what I already started to do is branch off Wake Up and Work. I used to have my blog on wakeupandwork.com.
Right.
Little plug. Wake up, the letter N, work.com.
Okay.
I separated it. So now I have louispisano.com.
Oh, because I was on your blog on the website looking, and I'm
there.
like, where? I was like, I only saw 2 or 3 posts, but you mentioned that there's a lot on there.
There is. So I have right now like 12 in the works.
Okay.
I split it off. Now it's louispisano.com. So Wake Up and Work is just the clothing and just kind of about the brand itself.
Good.
So I split it to louispisano.com, where it's going to have all the blog, then my full story, just kind of separating the two to where it becomes, when I'm able to get into the speaking, kind of helping a mentor to other people, they know fully what they're getting.
Right.
Because I don't want that to be on the brand site.
Yeah.
I want to set them separately, and then my own louispisano.com page is going to become the full blog, just kind of being more of that medium mentor kind of page.
Right.
To where the clothing is going to be separate and build its own self.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's hard to do, to split the brand.
Yeah,
but
it's tough. I'm kind of finding a fine line between splitting the both of them. I'm still building the louispisano.com website.
Right.
But the online store, Wake Up and Work, is fully operational. So it's split. There's a lot between the two of those. The book, working at the Hard Rock, it's a lot right now.
Yeah.
But you gotta enjoy the process, right? If you ask for an easier life, you're gonna have worse results.
So we've got like an hour 45 minutes of content right now, which is awesome. I don't know where I'm gonna chop and.
What time are we at?
It's 10:40.
Okay, cool.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good till like 11:30.
Okay, so I have like 3 last questions for you that I want to get to.
Let's go.
The one thing that, because I see you're grinding, I see you're hustling, and so for me, avoiding burnout is a big thing, right? Like I struggle with avoiding burnout all the time. I think this week I hit some bad burnout. Like I had finally hit that wall that I was like, I need to reset and chill the F out. What do you do when it's time to reset and avoid that burnout?
I beat myself up when I reset.
Oh yeah?
You see the grind, right? And there's like, obviously there's days where I wake up and I don't want to do shit.
Right.
I wake up, like, even the most ambitious, happiest people have hard times.
Yeah.
Right? So there's days, especially as of late, where I'm just beating myself up. I feel down. I feel like I'm not doing good enough. I feel like I'm not doing well enough. And my fucking girl is so amazing. She lifts me up every time I'm down.
That's awesome.
So, and it's huge having her by my side. And I say by my side because, we're it's a partnership, right?
Right.
She's fucking killing it right now. So right now, quick story on her. She works at Omnia San Diego, killing it Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. She's in school full time, 5 days a week, going to school for esthetician. Where she's going to be doing.
What's that? Esthetician?
Like not lashes, eyebrows,
facials,
cool. The whole waxing.
Very
She'll
cool.
be doing that. She's done next month, and then she works at a Mexican restaurant 2-3 days a week. So
she's really
we're
awesome.
both doing it, and she says it all the time. Like, I got her into that mindset, the whole hustle mindset, which is great. But at the same time, like, she's what keeps me going, right? So there's days where I'm not good enough. Like, I tell myself all the time, like, this isn't fucking good enough. Like, I don't know if I can keep this up. Like, there's times where I doubt myself.
Yeah.
1,000%. You guys see all the grind. You guys see the hustle, but you guys don't see me sitting there saying, like, I fucking suck, or, like, I look like shit, or, like, this and that. She's the one right on my side picking me up.
Right.
And you need people like that in your life.
Yeah.
Whether it's a loved one, whether it's your significant other, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, or a mentor. That's why you need people in your life. You need the right people in your life, and you need few people in your circle.
Yeah.
I have a lot of acquaintances, but very, very few friends. And it's important because you have to surround yourself with the right people. You have to control your surroundings.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to control your surroundings a lot. But when it comes to burning out, I burn out a lot, but then I remember, like, you gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Like, I came into Jersey for 70 hours to go to my cousin's graduation and to enjoy Mother's Day with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I've had 3 workouts already. I'm doing another workout. I'm doing the podcast with you. It's still nonstop. Like,
right.
I'm on vacation, but I'm really not. I flew in on Thursday night. I got home to my house down the street in Ocean, and I opened up my laptop and I started working on stuff for the Hard Rock, putting in the employee schedule for next week, sending out emails. And it's at midnight, 1 a.m. Like, it's around the clock.
Right.
Like, no matter where you're at. Like, when I came home while I was still building Wake Up and Work, when I came home November 2017, I'm a huge fan of New York City and Hoboken.
Yeah.
So
great little areas.
Yeah. If I were to ever move back here, which I won't.
Why not?
It would be so that's okay. So we missed this before. So before my girl and I met, I considered moving back.
Right.
I wanted to leave Vegas.
Yeah.
And we didn't meet yet. We weren't dating, obviously. So I was planning my move back here. It was going to be Hoboken, Jersey City area.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anyone in my family. Didn't want to get their hopes up. But I did tell a couple friends that I'm close with from college, like, hey, like, I'm looking at this in the next few months. But then everything happened with my girl and I, and it went in a different direction. And it's the best thing that happened to us. So, like, I love her to death. Obviously, I want to marry her, have kids with her and a family and everything, and settle down in San Diego. But before that, the goal was to come back here.
Okay.
But when I'm home on vacations, like extended ones, like over Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's, I would go up to New York City, pop up the laptop at a Starbucks or a street corner, and just work. Like, yeah, I'm on vacation, but I still got shit to do.
I always say this thing is a money machine. And if you treat it that way, it will
treat you right.
Yeah, it'll push you into anywhere you need to be to generate revenue and income.
Wherever you are.
Exactly. Anywhere in the world. It's like I got out of the Marine Corps. I used to carry a rifle everywhere I went. It was like my thing that I had to have.
Yeah.
My laptop has become my rifle. Like, it is my protection. It is my revenue generator. It's what will keep me going. Yeah.
That's
the phone too. The phone is the phone. I hate phones. I actually despise them, but they make everything so much easier.
So much with it.
It's crazy. I struggle every day trying to figure out what the limit needs to be, when I'm gonna turn the phone off, when I'm gonna stop, and what I'm not gonna do.
Yeah.
But then there's so many things that I can accomplish on that phone. It's crazy.
It's huge. Yeah. It's very important. But back to your original question. Like, I do hit a wall.
Yeah.
Everyone does, right? And sometimes I reset. Sometimes I'll take the day off, not from work, but like just from like going to the gym.
Yeah.
Like I'll sleep an extra hour or two. Just last week, I worked till like 2, 3 a.m. and then I had to be back at work at like 8 a.m. Worked another 12 hours, and then the next day I woke up at like 9 a.m. So by the time I woke up, it was like 6 hours. So there's my 6 hour mark. I didn't go to the gym, made breakfast, hung out with the girl and the dogs for the day, and we just kind of chilled out. There's days where you need that. Like,
I agree.
You can't be going nonstop. If you are, you're fucking crazy, and you're telling yourself a lie. People that think they need to be going nonstop 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, are just kind of not putting on a front, but doing more than they really know they should be doing.
I agree. So
everyone needs to reset once in a while, and I didn't know that when I first got started, and I didn't need it because I was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a girl. I didn't have dogs. I had work, and I'd wake up and work at the gym. That's all I cared about. That's all I needed to do, and then I'd have one day off a week. So sometimes you hit that, and you're like, it's mentality based. So I always go back to, why did I start? Why did I start in the first place? What's my why? As soon as that, boom, restart.
Man who knows his why can withstand anyhow. Yeah,
I like that.
That's a Nietzsche quote that Viktor Frankl, who was a Holocaust survivor, he talks about that a lot.
I like that.
Lou, I ask everybody this question, and it stumps them. So we'll cut out the silence if it does. You got nothing to worry about with silence, because I usually get the most meaningful answers out of this question. What is a commonly held belief that you disagree with? So a commonly held belief that most people accept that you don't agree with. And so what I use with Rodney on his show to just get him going is I said I hate dad bod. I refuse to accept that, like, once you have a kid, you can just let yourself go.
Oh yeah, fuck that. Yeah. My thing, fuck that shit. I'll never have a dad bod just because I've worked so many years at having a decent body.
Yeah.
And I love my girl to death. She keeps telling me like I have a great body and stuff, but nah, I don't. Like, not yet. I'm not where I haven't reached my peak.
Right.
I always go, and when I have kids, like, that's not gonna happen either.
Yeah.
Mine is, I don't believe in doing what society expects you to do. It's being outside the norm. It's, there's that meme where it's raining. They're in the city, walking down the street, and there's a bunch of black umbrellas, and then one red umbrella. And it says "Be different." Yeah. And I don't believe in conforming to society and what society today expects of people. I believe in going outside the box and doing what you want to do, not what people expect you to do.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing with me. A lot of people believe, you're supposed to follow the plan, do what you're supposed to do. No, you're supposed to do what you want to do. As long as you believe in what you're doing, you know what you're doing, and you love what you're doing, that's all that matters.
Yeah. What's what's a message that we haven't covered, because we've covered like all of your message today, but what's something that you want to get out to people that I haven't asked you about, or something that I might have missed that you want to share with my listeners and the people you're going to share this with?
I've said this already, but I think it's extremely important. It's stop blaming everyone else for what you're going through and stop blaming the world for what you haven't been able to do.
Yeah.
It's all on you. It always will be 1,000%. No matter what, at the end of the day, it comes down to you either putting in the work or shutting up and not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Stop fucking complaining.
I love it.
That's it. Stop complaining about where you're at in life. Appreciate, understand, look back and realize where you've come from, what you're going through, and understand where you need to be happy.
I like that.
And that's it.
Lou, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram, Louis_Pisano_ at wakeupN.com, LouisPisano.com, or at the Hard Rock Hotel in San Diego, California.
Okay. And we'll link to all of that in the show notes, and I'll make sure I have all those websites. And you said LouisPisano.com is not up yet, but it will be soon?
It's up, except the blog's not up.
Okay, so it's in beta.
Yeah, it's in beta.
That's what you got to tell people. It's in beta.
I should be able to get that actually up and running fully on Monday.
Are you doing that yourself, or you got somebody else on?
I do it all myself right now.
That's awesome.
I don't have the resources to put into other people right now, so I do what I can with what I have.
Yeah, I like that.
That's another message. Do what you can with what you have.
Amen.
Where you are.
Yeah,
right now.
that's huge.
And what matters is getting it